Okay, so welcome to this video. We're going to have a look at setting up Microsoft Teams for the Writtle University staff and students. The first thing is to go to your normal Outlook online. So we go to the MyY or whatever it is, or your standard link. And then in the top left-hand corner, we can see the dots. If we click on the dots, we get all our apps here, and you should find that Teams is on the left here. So we click Teams, we go straight away to something that looks already created for me because I've already got it set up. However, this will be blank for the first time. This is the web client, so actually you're best not using this because it's not as stable and it's not as functional as the full desktop client. So you want to download the desktop app, and to do that, in the bottom left hand corner here you can see a download desktop app, and if you click this one you'll get a file to open and run that. So if you're in Firefox like me, it'll appear up here in the corner as a download, and then you open that file and it'll install Teams. I've already done that, so I'm going to now go to Teams, which is I've dragged from here the start menu onto my desktop bar at the bottom here. So if I open Teams, this is the window you're looking at. So I've had some activity already, but this obviously would be blank when you start. If I just go through some of the very quick basics and to get you started, we have an activity feed at the top, and here we have a whole list of different conversations here. This is an HE animal team, one we did yesterday to practice. But in the feed I have another one here for the students. I had a test with the students last night, so if I click on there, this is the feed from there. So here, this is like your conversation threads in any social media. Next up we have the chat on the left here. So the chat is probably where you're going to run your tutorials, and you have the various join chats, and you can look at adding students to that kind of thing. The most important thing for us teachers is probably in Teams here. So I'm just going to show you the basics of setting up a team and setting up a class. So here, because in activity I had this activity feed ready, it straight away goes to that animal team team setup. But I want to go to all teams. So here are the teams that I'm currently a member of: K9 Academy, which is working with Debbie. Here is the HE Animal team, the Bioveterinary Science team, and this is a student class. So actually, if we're going to add modules, we'll probably add them in here. So I'm going to show you how to set up a class or a module group. So the first thing to do is to join or create a team here. And you can join a team if you've got an existing code, but we're going to create a team. So click Create Team here, and Microsoft Teams is set up for us already. If we're going to interact with other colleagues, we choose Staff, but for our modules we're going to choose Class, and that's going to make you as the teacher the owner of this class, and then you're going to have students who they will be able to interact, but they won't be able to change things. So we're going to go for Class. So I'm going to go HE Module Test 1. Note that that must be a unique name there. And then we go to Next. And here, to add people to that particular module, it's Search for Students. Now, because I'm all logged in already, and you can see that because I was on my email earlier, I can just use module codes here. So that's my old code from Sector Studies. Nobody's on that module anymore. So I can click this one, and it can add everybody in that module code to that particular test. So I'll add that. So no members were added because there's nobody on that module anymore. Skip that. And now I'm into my class. So the last thing to show you is in the class I can actually have different subjects. So I can have a general feed, which is a bit like your general forum, I guess, but I can also add particular subjects. So these are called channels. So I'm going to add a channel, and I'm going to call this the module code. So I'm going to say H0040167 assignment. I'm doing that because the channel names have to be unique in your whole team's structure. So if you can't just call it assignment, because you wouldn't be able to use that channel name in another team, because the channel names are used for some of the streaming and the activity monitoring. Here. So here I have privacy settings. I want this to be accessible to everyone on the team. So I press add. And there's my assignment channel. So if I was going to run presentations, say presentation assignments for somebody, for some group, I would use that functionality, and I'm going to show you that in another video, how to run that kind of thing. It might be that you want subgroups within here. So here, if you go back to the three dots, I'm going to add another channel. Again, this needs to be unique to this group, so I'm going to put in the module code just to make it unique, and I'm going to call this group A here. And this time, the privacy, I want to only have specific group of people within the team. So I'm going to add that to next here, and here I could start searching for students. Now I'm not going to do that because there's no students on the module, and actually if I add a student it will appear in their email feed. But I could add individual students here. I'll skip that one. So there's my group A. So if I go back to another module, so if I go back to my MSc test where I have some tame students here, I've created this module last night at 9 o'clock, and by 2 minutes past 9 they were already emailing me. So just be aware, once you're adding students, they're in the system and they know they're there. So here in my group A, if I look at group A, it's locked because it's this particular group. If I look at this, I can edit this channel, I can change the names, I can edit the team, I can choose all my pictures and things like that from there. If I click up here in the corner, I can look at the people who are in that particular group by clicking on that icon. Last thing to show you is the calendar. So in the calendar, that syncs with my Microsoft Outlook standard calendar, and there's all my various things. And here I've got various Microsoft Teams meetings that I've arranged, and again we'll show you that in another video. Good luck with Microsoft Teams. Thank you for watching.